Tonight,
there are people out there being bought and sold.
models are lured into foreign slavery.
All dressed up and no place to go?
Night Heat on CBS Late Night. This is CBS.
Up on Eyewitness News, more drug busts in Leon County, including the arrest of 7 FSU students on cocaine charges. The defense takes its turn in the trial of a Tallahassee teacher charged with molesting his students. And Georgia's Plant Hatch nuclear power plant suffers a spill. Details just ahead.
If you could see through the eyes of your child, there's a very good chance you'd want to adopt a baby pound puppy this Christmas. Just buy anything to eat or drink at Hardee's, and you can make sure your baby gets one of our babies for only $2.19. A tiny little price for pound puppies. There's a new one every week, so by Christmas you could have all 4, which might make you look pretty good in the eyes of your child on Christmas morning.
There's no taste better than the taste of nature. No taste better than nature's own. There's no taste better than the taste of nature. No taste better than nature's own.
Nature's Own soft, light-textured breads are filled with some of nature's best ingredients. So naturally, there's just no taste better.
There's no taste better than the taste of nature. No taste better than nature's own.
Baked by the Flowers family.
The television news leader for South Georgia and North Florida, this is Channel 6, WCTV. Eyewitness News. From around the region, the most complete report of news, sports, and weather from the area's #1 news team. Now, live from Television Center, here is John Joyce.
Good evening. A day of surveillance by the Leon County Sheriff's Department paid off with a crack cocaine bust tonight. The raid at Bennett's grocery store on Georgia Street yielded about 2 ounces of large crack cocaine granules and $2,000 in cash. Arrested is 29-year-old William Matthews of Harlem Street. He's known on the street as Baby Boy. Investigators say the drug was sold openly to all comers. The Florida State University campus was the site of a drug raid today. Carmen Cummings reports 7 FSU students have been arrested for allegedly running a coke ring.
The students were arrested on 30 counts of cocaine possession with the intent to sell. Authorities believe they were selling drugs from their dorm rooms in Kellum, Smith, and Sally Halls. Police found bags of coke, drug paraphernalia, and a stolen gun inside. The arrests are the result of a 4-month investigation by University Police and FDLE undercover agents.
We found out that crack cocaine was not our problem here at Florida State. It was more in the area of powder cocaine. Realizing this, we, along with Florida Department of Law Enforcement, conducted some 30 controlled buys here on our campus from 7 students.
And Hanley says more arrests may be made. He says this should send a message to other students who may be involved with drugs.
We will continue to monitor suspected drug activity on this campus. And if we see it occurring, well, then definitely we're going to take appropriate police action and arrest those responsible for it. The University Police nor will the University Administration tolerate drugs on this campus.
Carmen Cummings, Channel 6 Eyewitness News at Florida State University.
The defense took over today in the trial of a Tallahassee teacher charged with molesting his students. Attorneys for Griffin Middle School teacher Jeffrey Rauschenberg say their case revolves around the motive of revenge. More on today's developments from Richard Smith.
Rauschenberg has maintained from the beginning he did nothing wrong. His attorney has contended that the charges against his client stem from a plot hatched by the 3 girls in an effort to get back at him for being hard on them and giving them failing grades. Several witnesses indicated the 3 spread rumors about the coach, rumors that linked the coach sexually with other students.
The students told me that the deputy was looking for me and he was wanting to talk to me about something. He said that some young ladies that were in the 6th grade had come to him and told him that I had been raped by Coach Rauschenberg. And I told him immediately that that was not true.
All 3 alleged victims were in the 6th grade. A teacher told jurors a similar story about one of the alleged victims.
He approached my desk and said to me, they're saying that we're having an affair. And I immediately said, who are they? I want to know who they are. And when I pursued it and persisted, she just sat down. She wouldn't say anything else to him. She just sat down.
Rauschenberg's attorney, Charles McMurray, admits there may have been some touching of the students by his client, but only within the context of a normal student-teacher relationship. Ripon School Principal Kay Ingram testified that, as a rule, in these kinds of cases, there are warning signs. She said in this particular case, Rauschenberg's arrest took everyone by surprise. Rauschenberg is expected to take the witness stand on Friday. Richard Smith, Channel 6 Eyewitness News, Tallahassee.
Records concerning aircraft that were built in Moultrie, Georgia, and ended up in Nicaragua have been subpoenaed by a federal grand jury and a U.S. Senate panel. Billy Fallon, an attorney for the company, said today that he did not know why the company's records were subpoenaed. A bright orange plume lit the sky over Cape Canaveral tonight. It was NASA's fourth straight successful launch since September. The Atlas Centaur rocket carries a $45 million military satellite into orbit. Tonight's launch was delayed a few minutes by technical problems, but then they were conquered. Still ahead on Eyewitness News, White House spokesman Larry Speake submits his resignation, and the whale rescue off the Massachusetts coast continues.
If you've been considering a luxury car, then consider this. December 31st will be the last day you can purchase a new luxury car and take full advantage of the sales tax deduction on your income tax. So why wait? Buy that new town car, Grand Wagoneer, Sable, or Grand Marquis now from Capital Lincoln Mercury. New truckloads are arriving daily, but due to the record-setting demands, they aren't lasting long. So hurry while the selections are good to Capital Lincoln Mercury, West Tennessee, Tallahassee.
Introducing Wendy's new Big Classic hamburger. The soft Kaiser bun, the fat tomatoes, the fresh toppings, the beef. Wendy's new Big Classic.
And here's a good stuff special. It's Wendy's Big Classic combo offer. Big Classic, regular fries, and medium soft drink. All for only $2.49.
Just ask for the Big Classic combo.
And bring a big appetite.
The Big Classic combo, only $2.49.
This man just loves a holiday. He's a Rex store manager. Rex is ready to kick off the season with the Christmas sale of sales. You'll find holiday savings like this. Your choice Zenith or RCA 13-inch color TV, only $167. Your choice Litten or Sanyo microwave oven, only $99. The Rex store managers can't wait to let you in for their great Christmas sale of sales.
What a way to spend a holiday.
The American Eagle, our nation's symbol. Now it's 1 ounce of pure gold. The first U.S. gold coin minted since 1933. Dust Collectors has it in 1/10, 1/4, and 1 ounce sizes. Best of all, Dust Collectors has it available in many personal ways, starting under $100. A Christmas gift of historical significance and lasting value. The American Eagle, from Tallahassee's oldest established coin dealer, Dust Collectors.
Florida A&M's business school got an early Christmas present today. It comes in the form of a $600,000 donation from the Anheuser-Busch Foundation. Frank Ranneke reports the money will be matched with a $400,000 state appropriation to establish a scholars chair.
The announcement of the endowed chair coincided with a visit to FAMU by August A. Bush III, President and Chief Executive Officer of Anheuser-Busch. Bush was honored at a dinner last night, hosted by FAMU officials and students of the School of Business who have interned with the famous beer company. Bush was praised as a prime supporter of academics, athletics, and the arts at Florida A&M, and the Bush Foundation grant was critical to FAMU's ability to qualify for the $1 million endowed chair for the School of Business.
I want to assure you that contribution from the foundation will help make FAMU one of the stellar institutions, and certainly our School of Business and Industry. It's already the top in the state. We're just going to further our lead.
Florida A&M University stands for excellence. Excellence in your academic programs, and more important, excellence in your student body, as has been well demonstrated by your students who have left this university and have attained extremely good positions in corporate America.
Today, meanwhile, is being observed as August A. Bush III Day at Florida A&M. Bush arrived for a tour of the campus this morning to the strains of the Budweiser theme played by the FAMU Marching 100. Bush was also honored at a breakfast this morning hosted by Governor Bob Graham and other state and educational leaders. Frank Ranneke, Channel 6 Eyewitness News, Tallahassee.
Workers at the Plant Hatch nuclear facility in Baxley, Georgia, spent today cleaning up after a 5,000-gallon radioactive water spill. It accidentally leaked into a nearby swamp. A Georgia Power Company spokesman said the spill posed no danger to the public. However, there are other reports tonight that 50,000 gallons of radioactive water leaked from the plant. White House spokesman Larry Speaks today announced that he will resign from his job on February 1st. The 47-year-old Speaks has been President Reagan's chief spokesman since the March 1981 assassination attempt that wounded Press Secretary James Brady. Speaks will become senior vice president for communications at Merrill Lynch, the Wall Street brokerage firm where Donald Reagan once worked. His salary reportedly will be in the six figures. In Washington today, President Reagan met with Costa Rican President Oscar Arias for about 2 hours. Although the United States and Nicaragua's neighbor Costa Rica disagree on how to deal with the Sandinista regime, the two leaders agreed to support democracy in the Western Hemisphere. Tonight, about 24 pilot whales who beached themselves in a mysterious suicide attempt are back in the water off Cape Cod. Rescuers who spent last night tending to the mammals near Eastham, Massachusetts, managed to roll them back into the deep today. Scientists believe they became confused while feeding during high winds and heavy rains and then stranded themselves yesterday. So far, 11 of the whales have died. Well, we have another cold night working for us right now. Mark will be along in a moment to tell us about it.
Today, quality cars made in Japan by Mitsubishi are as close as your Chrysler Plymouth dealer. Check out the frisky Plymouth Colt E hatchback, priced only $60.56. The two-wheel drive Plymouth Vista wagon, over $1,000 less than Nissan Stanza XE. And that fire-breathing animal Chrysler Conquest with turbo standard is thousands less than Nissan 300ZX. Super quality cars, made in Japan by Mitsubishi, and available at your local Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
For $10, Capital TV and Appliances will deliver exactly what you need now. Order a brand new color TV for $10. Take a VCR for $10. Get a stereo, microwave, washer, or dryer. For $10, Capital TV delivers exactly what you need now with no credit hassles. Ask about the new 5-year warranty. Simply call Capital TV and Appliances, formerly Curtis Mathis, Tallahassee, Quincy, Perry, or Mariana.
People suffering from alcoholism or drug abuse watch their lives deteriorate slowly. They lose their jobs, marriages, children, and friends. If you or someone you know is watching life disappear because of drug or alcohol abuse, call us at Turning Point. We know how to care. Turning Point accepts most insurance plans. Turning Point, Moultrie, Georgia. Call Collect 912-985-4815.
Well, we've got a nip in the air tonight, huh?
Sure have a nip in the air, but you have to look a little farther north. You can see we're a lot better off than most folks farther to the north because there's a real winter storm across the Great Lakes region. We'll take a look at that in just a moment. Let's take a look at the tri-state highs for today. 50s covered most of Alabama, Georgia, and northern Florida. As you see there, the coolest reading we could find, 50 degrees out of Muscle Shoals. And then as you move farther south, temperatures start to moderate. This is typical. 61 degrees at Apalachicola today, 60 over Jacksonville, warming still down into central Florida with 69 degrees in Lakeland for the warmest reading there, and the warmest temperatures in the nation today at Fort Lauderdale Beach, Fort Lauderdale, as well as West Palm Beach with 78 degrees. Notice the seawater temperatures are cooling off, particularly in those shallow areas. Appalachia Bay down to 68 now, and near Lake Pontchartrain all the way down to 62 degrees. Across the tri-state area currently, we have a pretty general temperature picture, which is uncommon for most clear nights, but since we have cloudiness tonight, we have pretty uniform temperatures. 48 degrees currently here at the station, 52 downtown, 49 over at the airport, 52 down along the coast, too, at Apalachicola as well as Panama City, 45 degrees up at Albany, but it's still clear over at Waycross as well as Gainesville with 44 degrees. High pressure is dominating most of the central part of the country, and it is polar high pressure. It's pouring down colder air from Canada into our region. Notice the cold temperatures with 38 degrees currently at Columbia, South Carolina. A freeze and frost warning is in effect for most of central South Carolina tonight. 31 degrees over Atlantic City, 27 with heavy snow falling at Erie, Pennsylvania, 9 degrees up at Duluth. So there's really chilly air coming down into the Great Lakes region. Going across those relatively warmer waters, heavy snows are falling across the lee shores, particularly around Lake Erie snowbelt. That has been a particularly
active snow belt tonight, with as much as 6 to 10 inches of snow falling there, accompanied with thunderstorms. Also some snow, rather heavy too, expected later on tonight across the Lake Ontario snow belts. You see by tomorrow morning we expect heavy snows around Oswego, Syracuse, all the way up in the Adirondack Mountains. Clear skies across the southeast, except for high cloudiness. We have a very rigorous, or vigorous, that is, upper-level system which is moving eastward now. It could present the chance of a little sprinkle, maybe even a spot of sleet by tomorrow morning. Other than that, looks like it will get out of the way. We'll start to clear out by late tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening. Winds are going to start picking up tomorrow, and that's going to make temperatures feel even chillier than they were today. There will be showers along the east coast and southeast coast of Florida. A new Arctic blast expected to move into the northern plains, but this system expected to move towards the northeast. We can see temperatures tomorrow generally in the single digits and teens across the northern Rocky Mountain states and the northern plains. 40s and 50s will dominate the southeast, with 70s in southern Florida. The complete forecast, look at the radar after this.
Hey, Tallahassee.
Our anniversary sale was so successful, we're extending the savings one more week.
Hey, North Florida.
For one more week, get $1,000 cash rebates on all brand new 86 cars and trucks on the lot.
Get $500 cash rebates on brand new 87 Camaros, Cavaliers, S10 trucks, and S10 Blazers.
Hey, South Georgia, call us free at this number.
Call us free from North Florida, too.
You've got one more week for cash rebates up to $1,000, but only at Bill Thomas Chevrolet.
We're not number one for nothing.
Weather radar at this time indicating nothing on its screen. Marine forecast, considerable cloudiness with some clearing late in the day. Small craft warning will likely be issued tomorrow morning, with winds northerly around 20 to occasionally 25 knots. Seas 4 to 7 feet offshore. Area bays choppy to rough. Water temperature low 70s except mid to upper 60s in the Appalachia Bay. Visibility better than 10 miles. Here are your tides for Apalachicola, Carabel, St. Marks, and Alligator Point. Forecast for all of South Georgia and North Florida for tonight, cloudy and quite cold with a slight chance of light shower of rain or sleet in Georgia. Lows around 40 inland to mid to upper 40s beaches, becoming breezy by morning. Tomorrow, considerable morning cloudiness with some clearing later in the day. Breezy and rather cool, highs only mid to upper 50s. Tomorrow night, becoming clear and very cold. Breezy during the evening, then diminishing winds towards morning. Frost possible in wind-protected spots. And Saturday, sunny and not quite so cool. High temperatures around 60 degrees. So cool weather is on tap for the next couple of days.
Well, it's almost Christmas time.
That's right.
Okay. Well, strings of Christmas lights and dried-out trees inside the house all add up to a possible holiday accident waiting to happen. Gail Andrews shows us how to avoid some of the season's more common pitfalls.
The season to be jolly is also the worst season for fire. And Florida Fire Marshal Bill Gunner says people can never be too careful. As has been the case, Floridians are careless in taking proper precautions because fires destroyed nearly $10 million in property last year. People inadequately water live trees, light plastic and metal trees, smoke and use heaters too close to flammable fabrics, and overload outlets.
It's certainly not a time when a lot of our people are thinking in terms of personal tragedies. And while this is perhaps the most joyous of all holiday seasons, the fact is, for many people, this season is going to be marred by fire.
Gunner today demonstrated what happens when precautions are not taken. Last year, an 8-year-old West Palm Beach girl died of smoke inhalation. A string of lights on the family's artificial tree started the blaze. Christmas tree fires more than doubled last year, from 5 fires in 1984 to 11 in 1985. Gunner says the most precious gift to give your family is a safe holiday free of fire. Gail Andrews, Channel 6 Eyewitness News, Tallahassee.
Next on Eyewitness Sports, the honeymoon continues for Pat Kennedy. His Seminoles are 2-0. And the Florida A&M Rattlerettes hit the win column in their home opener. Bob will have details when we come right back.
Warren Lindsay is overstocked on 1987 Dodge trucks. So now's your chance to save with 3.9% APR financing, $500 cash back, or no money down, all with low monthly payments. Either way, you're gonna save because Warren Lindsay is overstocked on D50s, Dakotas, and D150 pickups. It's all at just one dealer, Warren Lindsay Chrysler Plymouth Dodge, 1 mile north of I-10, exit 26 Quincy.
If you could see through the eyes of your child, there's a very good chance you'd want to adopt a baby pound puppy this Christmas. Just buy anything to eat or drink at Hardee's, and you can make sure your baby gets one of our babies for only $2.19. A tiny little price for pound puppies. There's a new one every week, so by Christmas you could have all four, which might make you look pretty good in the eyes of your child on Christmas morning.
For a lot of Florida families, shopping at Publix is a holiday tradition. Year after year, they depend on Publix for quality and selection, for friendly, helpful service, and for money-saving holiday specials. This week, treat your family to Publix Beef Boneless Bottom Round Roast, a lean and tender choice at just $1.47 a pound. For healthful snacking around your house, enjoy the tropical taste treat of delicious golden bananas, now 23 cents a pound. This year, depend on Publix for holidays well worth remembering.
Thomasville Style, on sale now at Landmark Furniture Galleries.
Thomasville Style, with select pieces of exquisite Thomasville bedroom, dining room, occasional, and wall systems, 30% off.
Thomasville Style, timeless beauty in a wide selection of group names, all unique and 30% off.
Thomasville Style, from traditional to contemporary. Thomasville has the look you want at 30% off.
Thomasville Style, on sale now at Landmark Furniture Galleries.
Well, the beat goes on for the tribe.
You know, Pat Kennedy promised hustle and drive, and so far the guy is batting 1,000. In the life of every college basketball coach, a few gimmies must fall. For every backbreaker, there is a cupcake, particularly in the early season. Well, tonight at the Civic Center, Pat Kennedy and Florida State had their cake and ate it, too, in front of more than 5,000 paying customers. The running rifles of South Carolina's Spartanburg needed shotguns to slow the Seminoles down in the first half. Ray Davis was hitting three-point bullseyes. He had 4 of 5 three-pointers. He also showed flashes of his brilliant speed. Here on the break from Randy Allen, ahead to Pee Wee Barber, ahead to Davis for the deuce. Davis led all with 27, as Florida State built a 21-point halftime lead. Throw in that steady, heady work of guard Pee Wee Barber, who scored 16-2 right there on the J, and the inside work of old reliable Randy Allen. He had 12. And you get the picture. It was really in clear focus from the get-go as the Seminoles buried SC Spartanburg 99-69 to jack their record to 2-0. Another early season acid test comes down Saturday night when number 8 Alabama comes to town. Tip is set for 7:30 at the Leon County Civic Center. Easy pickings as well, though not necessarily as exciting at Jake Gaither Gym tonight, where the Florida A&M Rattlerettes blew the doors off Edward Waters College in the home opener. Eddie never stood a chance. Jackie Paramore hits this baseline J to help the Rattlerettes to a 51-34 halftime lead. Then in the second half, it was the Sharon Clyett show. Here, Clyett with a pretty finger roll. That was the beginning of an 8-point string for Clyett. She finishes it off by going coast to coast with one of those layup jobs, and Edwards Waters was dead in the water as FAMU rolled to a 91-53 win to even their record now at 2-2. In other college action, the Florida Gators are cranking it into high gear. For the second night in a row, they have scored more than 100 points. Tonight, they belted around the SMU Ponies, while number 6 Kansas and number 9 Illinois picked up easy victories. Not much doing in the NBA. The Hawks won again, though, taking out Houston 109-93. Cleveland 8 points better than the Pistons. Seattle bested San Antonio 109-102. Just underway, the Knicks and the Clips in L.A., and the Lakers and the Warriors up the coast in San Francisco. The Lady Blazers of Valdosta State would just as soon forget about tonight, but this is one of those nightmare deals. Georgia embarrassed VSC 116-55. Oh, my. In prep ball, McClay smoked FAMU high 65-37. It's out of the courtroom and into the fire for Tallahassee North Florida Christian. The Eagles may have cleared their toughest hurdle on the road to the Florida Class A football championship. For weeks now, North Florida has been in the courtroom abyss, fighting to overturn a Florida High School Activities Association order to forfeit their victories for using an ineligible player. Well, today, Leon County Circuit Judge Charles Miner handed down the verdict. There, in black and white, it said the player in question, Bill Hightower, is indeed eligible. And everything is on the up and up. So the Eagles can now head to Pensacola, free of legal shackles, to play Century tomorrow night in the state semifinals. Now, if they win, the Class A showdown would be held in the capital city on December 12th. Just moments ago, they announced the winner of the Lombardi Trophy. It goes to Alabama All-American linebacker Cornelius Bennett. The guy is fierce. The trophy is given annually to the nation's outstanding college lineman. The presentation took place in Houston, Texas. The eyes of the football world will be upon the University of Texas tomorrow when they're expected to announce a brand new head football coach. Texas Tech head man David McWilliams is the leading candidate for the job. He'll be taking over for Fred Akers, who was, of course, fired at the end of the season with the Longhorns. It's the time of the season for area hunters. Time to clean your guns, load up your dogs, and bag your limit. But before you crank up, pause just a second and think orange. Scott Atwell explains.
The law has been on the books in many states, including Georgia, and now Florida is following suit. So hunters on state-managed property must now include blaze orange as part of their wardrobe.
It surely will cut down the accidents. We don't have many, but it should cut those down where people are mistaken for game.
Nearly 50% of Florida hunters use state-managed areas and are thus affected by the new requirement. The law calls for 500 square inches of blaze orange. A vest and hat will easily do the trick. And the reasoning is simple. Hunters can mistake other hunters for game. Accidents happen. People are killed. But in states with a blaze orange law, line-of-fire accidents have decreased by 50%. The blaze orange law has not had a negative effect on hunting. You see, studies indicate that deer are colorblind. So to them, this looks like this. Sporting goods stores say the hunters are purchasing the newly required garments, but wearing them? That's a different story. You see, there's an image problem.
If they saw two hunters walking and one wearing camouflage and one wearing orange, they'd say, well, that's a good hunter there wearing that camouflage, but the other guy must be a new hunter or a rookie. So we got to change that image.
These pictures illustrate the problem and the solution. Game officials hope the hunters will soon catch on. Scott Atwell, Channel 6 Eyewitness Sports, Tallahassee.
And for the first Friday in December, take note of this forecast for your hunting or fishing pleasure. The best comes early in the morning from 1:30 till 8 a.m. The action is good, then it gets better, then it gets great. Midday is flat, but 3 until 6 and 9:30 till midnight tomorrow night offers a pretty good chance. So by all means, get out and good luck and think orange. John, you have got to like Florida State's chances. They are doing it with a different guy each time. They played Florida, Pee Wee Barber, the hot guy. Tonight it was LaRae Davis. Who knows? Saturday night against Alabama, it could be Raleigh Choice or Randy Allen or anybody.
Get a full house of help.
Yeah, really.
Thanks, Bob. Back in just a moment.
Walt Disney World's 15th birthday means a winner every 15 seconds. And new parades and winners. Michael Jackson in 3D and winners. I'm a winner! Every day we're giving away an 87 Chevy Cavalier or S10 pickup, a Premier Cruise Lines cruise for 2 to the Bahamas, and thousands of other prizes. What are your chances? About 1 in 15 seconds. Odds are even better. You'll have a great time.
Thanks, Mickey!
If you could build the best performance car in the world, you'd want a gasoline that lets it perform its best. Chevron unleaded gasolines with the Techroline additive control deposits while cleaning intake systems. Not just fuel injectors, complete intake systems. Chevron with Techroline delivers peak performance no matter what car you drive. Can one gasoline really let your car perform its best?
The federal government wants to help area residents with their Christmas lists this year, especially pet owners who are looking for another animal. Why not adopt a horse? Ken Jordan explains.
Nearly 100 young wild horses and burros are being offered for adoption by the U.S. Department of Interior. People 18 and older who promise to give the animals good homes can adopt up to 4. $125 for horses, $75 for burros. Prospective buyers must provide the healthy Mustangs with 2 acres of land and a shelter. After a year, owners must prove to the federal government that their horse has received proper care. Then the owner receives a certificate of title. Federal officials say the wild animals can be tamed and would make good, inexpensive gifts for Christmas, but only for serious animal lovers.
You have to want the horse in the beginning. You have to understand what it takes care, take care of one. So that it's not like adopting a puppy and you just keep it for a month and then you just get rid of it. You want to have to keep it for an entire year because you can't sell it. It's yours to take care of for the year, but it's a probation period.
Most of the horses and burros come from western states and have almost no natural predators to limit their population growth. To dispose of the excess animals, the federal government began the Adopt a Horse program in 1973. So far, more than 50,000 horses have been adopted rather than sold. This helps assure the animals will be taken care of for at least a year. The animals are on sale through Saturday in Thomasville. Ken Jordan, Channel 6 Eyewitness News, Thomasville.
Tomorrow's auction will be held at the Thomasville Stockyards on Highway 319 north of the intersection of US 19. That's our report for this time. The next local news from here comes at 6:30 in the morning on Early Edition. Stay with us now for CBS Late Night, our first feature Night Heat, followed by The Fighter. Have a good evening. Good night.
Comanche Sport Truck is priced below the competition at only $64.95. The two-wheel drive Comanche Sport Truck short bed gives you an exceptional price advantage over all major compact truck competitors. The Jeep Comanche Sport Truck is priced as much as $1,000 below the competition. This is your opportunity to own the rugged Jeep quality for hundreds less than truck competitors. Get your Jeep Sport Truck now.
See Capital in Tallahassee, Thomasville Motor Cars in Thomasville, Valdosta Renault Jeep in Valdosta.
With the finest in family viewing for all of South Georgia and North Florida, this is WCTV Channel 6, Thomasville, Tallahassee, Valdosta.
Tonight on CBS Late Night.